Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So tonight is just another craft and chat, I guess you could say. I've just been working on some ephemera. I've done this is one of the little scrap busters, I believe it was, that she had done. So I've just done a few of, stuff like that, and I figured I may as well bring you guys along and we can do some stuff together. Like I said, it'll mainly be just like a craft and chat. I have several journals in the works right now. I am almost done with the little golden book. It's a altered little golden book. It's Ninja Turtle. I'm almost done with that. I have a Dr. Seuss book that I'm working on. I have a baby book that I'm working on. I have several things that I am working on right now, and I need to get some ephemera done. So I figured maybe we could do that tonight. At least get some, maybe do some envelopes. I think I'm just gonna, like this paper here, a lot of it's so thin, I'm not really gonna use it a lot. So I may do just some pockets, but we'll see. And then I have some of these like double window envelopes, and I don't know how they would do like this. So we may try, what's it gonna do? It's junk mail anyway. So let's just do some of that. Again, this is not any kind of tutorial or anything. It's just a craft and chat because I just need to get this stuff done. Oh my goodness. I've got so much going on. So I'm just trying to get all of this done. Yeah, it's just been crazy. Well, this one's not even open. Oh, I cut the end off of it. Y'all see, that's how I opened that one. So I don't know. I guess we could use that. I don't know. Because I want to open, I want the side open. It just makes it a little easier. If I wanted the ends, the envelopes, I would have torn them open, but no, because I want them open. I'm doing them this way. Great goodness, guys. It's always something with me. I'm just seeing if there's any that I have that I might have opened the way that most people do. But no, of course not, because I want one like that. So we will work with it. We will figure it out. But yeah, it's crazy down here. I'm so busy with work, but let me tell you, I love it. Absolutely love, 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 love it. I'm so blessed with my job. I cannot tell you guys how blessed I am with my job. That'll be perfect. So yeah, it's absolutely wonderful, and I stay so busy. And I told my supervisor here a couple weeks ago, because at 4:55, for whatever reason, the AC system cuts off in the building. And that's what lets me know when it's time to go, because I get so engrossed in my work, I don't even realize what time it is. And then the AC cuts off, and I'm like, oh, it's 5 o'clock on that. I got to get my stuff done, or, packed up. And they have laughed at me over that. And that is truly my little alarm system. But the other day, I don't know what was going on, but and I had already told them that was like my alarm system. Well, the other day, the thing went off at like 2:30, and you talk about mess me up. It messed me up. I'm like, wait, hold up. What time is it? They thought that was hilarious, because they knew that I was very serious, that is my time. That's how I keep track of time. It's just crazy. So, but yeah, it's so busy and I love it. Oh my God, I love how busy I am. It's so much fun. I mean, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and it's a lot of things I have to remember, and it's like, oh my goodness. But I like that challenge. I love the challenge, and I love learning new stuff. You know, that's why I stayed in college for years, because I enjoyed learning, learning new stuff, and I just love it. You know, very much so. But now, you know, I've got so much going on that I haven't been able to be in college in a couple of years, but that's okay, because, you know, I'm learning other new stuff. So, and, you know, I got to tell you guys, y'all tickled me so much how all of you guys, I mean, so many of you said that you enjoyed the crafting chat. And I'm like, what? Really? But y'all, I mean, the majority of you said that you really enjoyed it. And I'm like, okay, wow. Like I said, it still gets me, you know. I don't know. I think it's funny because to me, you know, I don't know. You know, I don't know. To me, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just enjoying doing this. And, you know, whenever you guys say that kind of stuff, I literally, I don't know. But, hey, if you like to craft and chat, you know, I used to have people, you know, because with having the 9 kids, this is no lie. I promise you, if I'm not even exaggerating, we had so many people that told us that we needed our own TV show. Because it was, you know, it's always something going on when you have that many children. And the stories that we could tell, and it was just, it was funny. You know, and then you know, you guys like to hear it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, wow. But I guess I can understand, you know, because it is different. I will tell you, while I'm doing this, we'll tell you a few things about the kids and when they were growing up. When we had our girls, my ex-husband and I, we had our own business. A long story, but we didn't have money. And when I say we didn't have money, I'm not kidding. And I'm not ashamed to admit this, not in the least. We were on food stamps because we didn't have anything. We had absolutely nothing, and we got food stamps. And even though we got food stamps, I was still one that I was very particular. And I didn't just go out and buy the best that I could buy just simply because I had food stamps. I was still very cautious with them. I still done couponing, and, you know, I felt that was the right thing to do. But before we got on the food, I mean, and it took a while before we even would go and do that, because I had, you know, there was a lot of pride associated with it, and a lot of stigma for people that are on that kind of stuff. And, you know, I get it. And we were on it for a period of time, and I knew that it was not something that I wanted to stay on. But before we got on them, I can remember, you know, my kids would be in school, because I ran a private school, and we would have like field trips and stuff, and, you know, all of the kids would bring their parents would stop at like Subway or something and, you know, get them a big sub sandwich and that kind of stuff. And I didn't have money for that kind of stuff. You know, there was no way that I could do that. And at that time, I could get leg quarters for 19 cents a pound. And so I would go and I would buy, and this was a very common meal around my house. I would buy the leg quarters for 19 cents a pound. And then I would cut the leg quarters up, you know, into the thigh and the leg. And then I would boil them to get them done. And then when they got done, I would take them out of the water. And then I would put them in a pan. And then I would bake those in the oven with barbecue sauce to make like barbecue chicken. And then I would take rice and put down into the pot where I had just boiled the chicken legs and stuff. And so it tasted like chicken and rice because I was using that water. And then I could get, you know, a can of green beans or something that was, you know, relatively reasonable. And I'd open up a couple cans of green beans. And so, or macaroni and cheese, you know, I'd make homemade macaroni and cheese or something. And so when we would go like on these field trips, I would do something like fried chicken legs, you know, because they were 19 cents a pound. And so I would do fried chicken, and then I would do macaroni and cheese. And then for like dessert, I would do a peach cobbler. Just because I wanted my kids to have, you know, I wanted them to eat good. But I just knew that we couldn't do the subs and stuff. And so I think I could feed all 5 girls and myself for under $5 the way that I done it. And it was so funny because all of the other kids would be so jealous of my girls because they had the best meal. And, you know, I would make tea and I'd put it in like little glass jars and stuff. And so while all of those kids would sit down and eat their sandwiches, my girls were sitting down and eating fried chicken with macaroni and cheese and peach cobbler. And it was so funny to hear that other kids talk about how spoiled my girls were because they had that food, you know, they had that kind of food, and they didn't have a clue that it was because we were broke. We didn't have money. You know, that was all we could do. And so, you know, and it made me realize it's all about perspective on a lot of things. And it was so funny because those kids, all they could see was, you know, that my girls had it so good, and they didn't realize that, no, they didn't. We were broke. We were so broke. But, and I mean, I'm glad that, you know, to a point, I'm glad that they thought that my girls had all of that good stuff and that they were spoiled. I'm very happy that, you know, they didn't look down on my girls because we were so poor. But it was just so funny that, you know, and I could have made it to where my girls thought that we were in bad situation or bad shape because, you know, I could have said, oh, look, they got sandwiches and y'all have to have this. But I didn't. I just, from living in Mexico, when I was growing up, my mom and dad done some mission work down in there. And I learned a lot living in Mexico. I learned to appreciate a whole lot of things. And so I tried to teach that to my children as well. And I think I've done a fairly decent job because they have all turned out to be absolutely wonderful adults. I just sit back sometimes and I am in awe of my own children. There's times that I'm like, wow, those are my babies. You know, I've got the one that single mom that after she got a divorce, she said, you know what, I'm going to be a foster mom. I'm going to be a foster parent. And as a divorced single lady, she done it and adopted her son. And in fact, she graduates college this semester. And, you know, so they turned out really good considering that, you know, we didn't have anything. And it was just so funny, you know. And then, like, growing up in Mexico, I had my 8th birthday, we actually were living down there. And we didn't have anything. I mean, nothing. We were building an orphanage. That's what we were doing down there on the mission trip, was building an orphanage. And my mom was worried because, you know, it was my birthday. And she, you know, they decided to do a piñata. And she asked my Uncle Mike, who they were down there full time. We were just down there briefly. But she asked Uncle Mike, she said, you know, do we invite children to the piñata? You know, what do we need to do? And he said, oh no. He said, just hang it up. He said, hang it up and they will come. And so we went down to the market, and Mom and Dad, she had saved a little bit of money so that I could get a piñata. And they let me pick out my piñata. And I still remember what it looks like. And I got the piñata, and she had a little bit of money that I could have got, you know, got myself some candy or something, you know, as a little birthday gift. And I didn't want it. Instead, we bought some little bag, almost like our glassine bags now that I think about it. And we bought some candy, and we filled them up. And I remember we'd done 75 bags of candy. And like I said, we didn't know where the kids were going to come from. And we got back to the little village where we were living. And, you know, it was all mud huts and outhouses and stuff. And my dad and Uncle Mike, they took the piñata and they strung it up in the tree. And now, mind you, we were in a very small village. I don't know if any of you know anything about Mexico, but we lived in El Limon, and it's about 350 miles south of the border, and it's in the valley. And it literally, there's nothing around it. I don't know where these kids come from, but kids just started coming from everywhere. And we done some kind of little running thing where they would run, and, you know, I would hand them the candy bags, and we run out. At 75, we run out, and we had enough to make like 20 more. And I didn't get a single birthday gift that year, but you know what? That is my favorite and most memorable birthday that I ever can remember. And it was so much fun to see you know, here I am, I'm 8 years old, but I enjoyed so much seeing those kids get candy, because that, you know, that was something that they didn't get. It was just, that was the best birthday ever for me. Just being able to give back. And you know what? My mom and dad, or my dad did give me something. I'm lying. My dad they were making benches for the orphanage, and we were making the benches out of trees that were, you know, cut down, and we had to saw them and smooth them, and it was crazy. But Daddy did take a little piece of the wood And he made me like some kind of little car looking thing. I don't know, it was real rugged looking little thing. It was probably just like a square piece of wood that I don't know, but I loved it, and that was all that mattered. And so I loved it, and I thought it was the best present ever. But it was just, you know, it's amazing the differences. And you know, you do something like that to kids today and they'd be like, excuse me, where's my gift? Hello. But it was just so much fun to me. Oh my God, I loved it. You know, and that's the funny thing, is that was some of the hardest times of my growing up. You know, I had a lot of hard times after my ex-husband and I got married, financially and stuff. But down there we had nothing, absolutely nothing at all. But let me tell you, I had everything. Even though I had nothing, I had everything. I loved it. And I can remember 7 years old, would get up in the mornings, and one preacher friend of ours, his name was Lencho, and Lencho would ride his bicycle 11 miles every single morning to come over to our little, I'm not going to call it a house because it was not a house. It was not even the size of my craft room. But he would ride his bicycle over every single morning because my mom would fix pancakes, and our church had sent peanut butter with us because, you know, there's not a lot of food down, or there wasn't whenever I was down there, you know, when I lived down there. And so peanut butter was a staple because it was something that you didn't have to have refrigeration. And so anyway, we had gallons of peanut butter. And Lencho would ride his bike 11 miles every single morning to eat pancakes with peanut butter on them. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever ate peanut butter on your pancakes, but that's the only way my kids will eat them, you know, because that's just how they grew up, was pancakes and peanut butter. And but he would do that, and it was just, you know, stuff like that, and it was a bicycle, and it's not just like 11 miles. It was 11 miles through the mountains. And it's so funny that, you know, looking back at things. In fact, his daughter, his oldest daughter, is now married to one of the young men at our church. He's Mexican as well. And she lives here in the States now. And it's just, you know, it's just crazy how time is. And he would have known all of those years ago when I was growing up down there. And it's so crazy. Oh, that's pretty cute. Look, guys. I mean, I could put something plain down in there and, like, you know, make an image or stamp on it, but I really like that. How cool is that? We might just do it like that and leave it, and then if we want to do something different, we will. When I go to put it in whatever journal I decide to put it in. So yeah, I would get up in the mornings though, and, you know, Lencho and Gumi, they would come and eat pancakes and peanut butter. And we lived in a village. There was a canal behind us, and it was a small village, and we were at the base of the mountains. And we didn't have electricity. No, I don't think anybody out there had electricity. And we had outhouses. That's what we had to use the bathroom in. It was mud hut outhouses. And that's what most people lived in, was mud huts. We actually had like a little, I don't know, I guess most people would try to call it an RV, a little travel trailer. That wasn't, but you know, it was for where we were, it was really nice. But we had to go to the river to wash our clothes. And, you know, you washed your clothes and vehicles in the same river that you got your water out of. How we didn't die, I don't know. I mean, I do know. You know, the Lord had his hands on us and he protected us. But it was, looking back at things, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. Because literally you would be getting your buckets of water for the day and, you know, the cows would be right there drinking and peeing and pooping right. It was crazy, but like I said, it's those kind of things though that taught me the different, I don't know, taught me to be appreciative of everything that I have. And I'm just so, that's why I love to give, love to give to people. I have a hard time accepting things because I'm just so, I don't know, I always feel like there's somebody in more need than I am. And I was that way even when we didn't have anything at all. And I would hear that somebody needed food or somebody needed something, and I would, there's one lady, she said, I don't know how many times a year you must clean your freezer out, because I'd get word that they were without or in need or something, and they had a lot of pride, which, you know, I understand completely. And I'd say, girl, I said, I got to clean my freezer out and I got to do something with it. So if y'all aren't going to take it, you need to tell me who I can give it to. And the whole time, I didn't need to clean my freezer out. And I think she knew that I didn't need to clean my freezer out, but she also knew that it was useless to try and fuss with me, because I felt that their need was greater than our need. And our needs were always supplied. You know, we might not have had the best all the time, but you know what? We didn't. We were fine. It didn't kill us. Made us stronger. Made us realize that we can get through life without everything. I know. My husband, poor thing, like if the power goes out here, you know, when a hurricane or something, oh my goodness, that man just about can't handle it. He don't have his TV, he don't have his AC. I'm like, it'll come back on. It's not the end of the world. You know, I'm fine without power for a while, you know, because I grew up down in Mexico without power, and he's like, you might be okay, but I'm not. But, you know, it's all, like I said, it's about perspective. It's how you see things. You can either see the glass as half full or see it as half empty, and what you do with it from there, you know, that's the biggest thing. And you know, I told you guys that, you know, one day I'll tell you my story. It's still too fresh on my mind to, I still have PTSD, and I do pretty good. But every now and then my PTSD will kind of act up, and so I'm still not comfortable, like, talking too much about it. But one day I'll tell you guys, and I will understand a little more about me. So we're going to finish this one up, and then we will call this video done. I hope I didn't bore you guys today, but I just, you know, I need to get this stuff done, and I wanted to get a video done for you guys, and I really didn't know what to do, and so I figured I would just do this and kill two birds with one stone, and, you know, go from there. And as soon as I get on with the journals, I will try to do like a flip through so you guys can see what I've been doing with them. And thank you guys so much, all of you that have already went over and purchased some of the new items that's in my Etsy store. I got some really great items in that shipment and super happy with them. So, yep. All right, guys. Well, we are going to just go ahead and call that done. And I will see you on the next craft and chat. Tomorrow's will probably be a craft and chat as well, because I have to get the stuff done. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today while we made a few things to go in our journals. We didn't make a lot, but you know, this one took a little bit of time, but I love it. But thank you all so much for hanging out and just listening to me babble. And if you have questions, if there's something you want to know, just ask me in the comments below or email me. I'll see what I can do about answering them. But anyway, guys, I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys.